Ruben here twice in a row. This is a big spot for him, and this is the guy that Team Queso has placed all their hopes in for this moment right here.
Yeah, and you talk about a guy coming to the league with a lot of notoriety. Ruben definitely did not disappoint even in that season where they weren't able to make it. Now you see the growth that he's had between that and this moment.
And Javi14, yeah, going giant skeleton in this moment. Gotta love it.
And I like that heal spirit. Last second heal spirit, perfect timing and to get right on top of that giant skeleton. Already Ruben has to not be feeling good about this matchup. He sees that earthquake coming in on top of the mortar. Now looking like he's going to be running, Ruben will be running that graveyard mortar deck.
And Javi14 looking like Royal Giant with the giant skeleton and earthquake. So yeah, earthquake against mortar, that's good news for Javi14. Royal Giant against mortar, that's good news for Javi14. Things looking nice at the moment for SK.
Yeah, and it's going to really be all about how Ruben can create space and create damage with his graveyard, because like you said, that Royal Giant Earthquake combination is going to be brutal for the mortar. He still is going to have to use that mortar for a little bit of defense, but he's going to have to double down on his defense with the Hunter if he wants to make sure those Royal Giants don't get shots in, because you know as this keeps going on, those Royal Giants are going to be assisted by the Earthquake. So we're talking about straight matchup. This isn't the best place for Ruben to start.
And Ruben not getting too aggressive with the graveyards here, and oh my word, Cannon Cart gets absorbed. Heal Spirit, great for Javi, and forces out the Fireball at the bridge. Not going to get much in the way of damage here for Javi, but still a little chip early on, 2283, and you see both guys take a moment to readjust personally.
Yeah, I mean, Ruben just barely getting away with that one. Glad he had that Fireball and just enough Elixir to take all those units off the board. Giant Skeleton goes down just in time, and as you said, just a little bit of chip damage coming in from that Fish Boy. Great work with that 4 Elixir spell.
Royal, or Giant Skeleton cycle to the left-hand side. Knight and Hunter to the right-hand lane. Graveyard now in.
You see that bar barrel kind of look for that Hunter, but of course the Fisherman is there to catch. You get the Heal Spirit to go across the bridge and help with those skeletons, and very, very little damage comes in from this graveyard push with 8 Elixir to spend on the offense.
And you see Javi use the Earthquake against the graveyard there, and that's the right move. It's the best choice he had at the moment. The problem with the Earthquake, while it can be very effective against graveyard, if you played a half step too early, it'll leave a couple skeletons on the board.
Yeah, and that's a really important thing that you point out there, Rich. It's about how early you play it, not about how late. A lot of people will play their Earthquakes too early because they start to hit that panic button. But remember, those skeletons have to pile up first for them to really become a threat.
So here we go. Sudden death overtime, Cannon Cart graveyard in for Ruben. Aggressive play right here at the bridge, and Fireball in to clean things off. Graveyard all over that right-hand tower.
Yeah, and I think the Cannon Cart maybe was taking there for just a half a second. 1051 on that tower. Javi gets a massive, massive uppercut landed on his chin.
And there you go, Earthquake working on both the spears and the mortar. That is a big moment here for Javi. He needs to find ways to keep those Zappies away from the Princess Tower, not give Fireball value, but still defend against these graveyards.
Yeah, and you see that Hunter cycled in the back. Now Ruben doing the exact same thing. Not going to try to get in hyper-aggressive with that Cannon Cart plus graveyard push, because right now in the situation that he's at, he's got about 77 seconds that he just has to sit back and take the W. So that means that Javi has to play Ruben's game here.
All right, Royal Giant in behind the Giant Skeleton, and that mortar does go down. Cannon Cart trying to DPS down the Royal Giant. It does get one shot, but now a big counter push coming in for Javi. Giant Skeleton to stop everything at the bridge.
Yeah, Giant Skeleton going to clean all that up. You imagine the second it goes down, which is why he's setting up with those Zappies, he's going to send in the Royal Giant. Really great use of that mortar there, though, by Ruben. Javi14 in a lot of trouble. Mortar going to connect again, and that set is going to go to Team Queso to keep them alive.
Wow, Ruben does it once again. We're going to set number 4, and a brilliant performance, brilliant timing by that mortar for Ruben.